Cameraman here, folks. Quick story time today about the neighborhood that me and Stuntman grew up in. Yes, me and Stuntman are brothers. A lot of you don't know that. Some people ask, how do you know each other? Your friends? How long you know? We're brothers. I'm a little bit over a year. I'm 13 months older than Stuntman. Now, real quick, let me show you something here. This neighborhood here is called, where we grew up, is called the Hill, okay? This right here, it's like somebody wiped out on this bike. This is called Queensborough Hill, okay? Is that gonna come in reverse? It may. We're gonna see. It's called Queensborough Hill. It's Flushing, New York, okay? Right here we got the Long Island Expressway. But this side that I'm standing on is not the hill. That side is the hill. Let's go for a ride, folks. The side I'm on now was, let's put it this way, their parents didn't let them hang out with us on that side of the LIE. This neighborhood is bordered by the Long Island Expressway, Queens Botanical Gardens, Flushing Meadow Park down this way, and Main Street up at the top. So even if you were on the other side of Main Street, you weren't considered being from the Hill. We used to call ourselves Hill Boys. And we all would wear a chain on our wrist. It was called a Hill chain. I don't have my Hill chain anymore, but to wear that Hill chain, I don't know if I mentioned it in other videos, you believe me, the older guys would grab you, oh, what are you doing with the Hill chain? You know, and they would give you the Hill chain, or you would go to get one. And if you wore a Hill chain, you better back that Hill chain up. In other words, you know, you get into a fight or whatever, you better not run. You better stay, even if you get you beaten. You couldn't run with that chain on your wrist. But that chain came with a lot of respect. When people would see that chain, they would know you were from the Hill. So it would, you know, it could help you and hurt you too. You know, a lot of people like, oh, the dude's from the Hill. Or a lot of people might want to challenge you because you're from the Hill. Maybe you're outside your neighborhood with not that many people with you, or maybe like a weak little group of kids, you know. Because we were young when we started wearing that chain. We were probably, I would say we were about, I was probably like 13, going on 14, maybe that summer. I started wearing my Hill chain, and one of the older guys saw us with the chains, and he grabbed us. He goes, "No, it was like 7 or 8 of us. We all just went and we went up to the hardware store, and the guy knew immediately. He'd be like, give me some Hill chain." You'd clip it, and then you take one of the links and you press it on so it never came off. You couldn't get the Hill chain off. He took us in his garage, all of us, and if we were 15, he was probably, we were probably 13, 14. Some of the other guys were 15, a little bit older. He was probably 24, 25, okay? And the guy that had it, I can't really go into it, but that guy had a serious reason for telling us how to wear this chain and how to carry yourself with this chain and what it meant to wear this chain. But it was major. When you're a kid, man, that's major. My mother was like, what are you wearing? I said, no, everybody has one. Oh, it's no big deal, Mom. But when we did move to this neighborhood in 1974, we were from Flushing originally, but maybe like, I don't know, a mile and a half away. But when we came into this neighborhood, all the kids were hanging out in the schoolyard, drinking this and that, and my mother swore, my sons will never hang out in the schoolyard. A few years later, on my bicycle, me and Stuntman pedaled our way right up to the schoolyard, because we lived literally a half a block from the schoolyard. Schoolyard is on 136th and 58th Avenue. That was our corner. So we would just, that was it. It was meant to be. But here we go. I'm turning onto 136th, middle of the hill, right here. And, you know, all my friends, every block is somebody I knew, grew up. But it's like from that, where I just turned off of is the Long Island Expressway, and it goes straight through right here. I'm looking at all houses where all people grew up, but no one's here anymore. Everyone's sold out. It's a tremendous, very diverse area. But when I grew up here, it was probably 75% Italian. And I went to this school right here. It's this PS 120, all right? And, yeah, big school. From when I was a kid, man, I ran out of this school probably every day until the 4th grade. I cut out. I left. I would just book out, screaming and crying. I didn't want to be there. I was like, I'm not. Then come 5th grade, I turned into a lunatic. I was just a bad kid. But, so right here is the school, and I'll show you where we grew up. The house where we grew up. Both my parents lived in the house. We had an older sister. It was good, you know. It was what it was. I'm going to show you guys something funny. I used to leave this school, right, out this door. Let me back up. And I would cut through, because I just couldn't do anything the right way as a kid. I would cut through this guy's yard right here, okay? And when you get over those garages on the right side, there's a fence. I will, boom, jump the fence, and I'd be in my backyard. So I couldn't just walk out of the school like a normal person and go down the block here. You see these buildings, these apartments? They put these apartments up when we were, I don't know, man, I was probably here 6 months, and they throw up these apartments. So right here, this house right here, you see these disgusting ghetto ass, look at this, fucking disgusting, man, disgusting. And right here was a huge doctor's house on 100 by 100. And this right here is where Stuntman and Cameraman grew up, in this house. But the house did not look like this. People bought it from us and, you know, bricked it out and everything. But, yeah, so. But I used to book through this yard. I'll tell you a funny story. You see where I just showed you guys that I used to cut through that yard? I'm getting chased by the cops in the schoolyard, which I'm going to pass by the schoolyard right now. And everybody's drinking beers, the cops fucking chase me, so boom, we all jet. So I start running, and the cop starts chasing me. Fucking chase me, and I cut through that backyard, and finally he grabs me. He goes, now I got you for trespassing. I go, this is my house, asshole. I was like, probably at the time I was 15. You know, I was young, so I couldn't really even get in trouble. And I knew it. And I was being such a wise ass with them. They had me in the back of the cop car, driving around the neighborhood looking for my friends, probably for about an hour. And they ended up catching one of the guys, and he was older, and he ended up getting a ticket. They ended up throwing me out of the car. My friend's looking at me like, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm like, guys, I got to get home, man. I got a TV show. I'm missing everything right now. And you guys are running me around the neighborhood. I was just heading home anyway. They're like, get the fuck out of the car, wise ass. I'm done with you. But, all right, hold on. Every house that I look at, somebody grew up in. Anybody from the Hill, let me know in the comments. Point out whose house is whose. I'm not going to start naming how people's, you know, names and all that shit. But give me 1 second. I'm going to pass by the schoolyard in 1 minute. Yeah, I'm going to be passing by the schoolyard, but, I knew every bump, every nook and cranny of this neighborhood, every tree stump, every curb that I could do a jump on my bicycle. I rode, me and Stuntman and all of our friends, we'd be on our bikes every day. Every single day, non-stop. Wailing around like maniacs. And all these little, like that tan building here, it's all new stuff that they ripped down. All these houses, they have all kinds of big old houses were here. But not really nice. It wasn't a house, a neighborhood with nice houses. It was just a lot of houses all over the place. But this right here is the schoolyard. I'm going to show, I'm going to pop this off here. Which is not the schoolyard the way I remember it. There was a backstop here. See all this stuff, kids in here? You see this right here? They built this. This is not the original school. So this whole schoolyard was huge. And I'll show you where they did the addition. So this whole thing I'm showing you was schoolyard with this fence right here. And right here is the original school. So you got new school, old school. Oh, old school, I like that. But anyway, yeah. And then here, right down this block, is where me and Stuntman grew up in this house. I'll take you by the other side of the schoolyard right now. Beautiful, huh? Right now we're coming up the hill. This is why I call it the hill, because the neighborhood's on a huge hill. I should have explained that, but I didn't. Another friend of mine grew up right here. This guy's backyard is attached to my backyard. Very notorious individual in the neighborhood. They caught a guy breaking it. Me and Stuntman caught a guy breaking into our house too. You guys know that story. But they caught a guy as well, and the mother told me that she was begging them, please stop, you're gonna kill him. Please, please stop, he's gonna die, he's gonna die. And they didn't stop. The guy lived, but that's what happened in this neighborhood. We didn't fuck around, I'll tell you that right now. So this right here was pretty much where everybody would pull up in their cars. And this was the schoolyard. I don't want to be filming these little kids, but you know, this was it. But that piece of school was not there. It was just, years ago, there was a backstop. There was 2 basketball hoops that were wrecked. There was glass everywhere, graffiti everywhere. They cleaned it up. I mean, they really did a good job on the city, but it's not the schoolyard I remember. It's really not. And as you see, all these houses, you see this house getting ripped down? Adios. Okay, a buddy of mine grew up right across the street. I didn't know the person that lived in that house, but yeah, they rip these, they rip them down and leave up a little piece of house. And then, look at this, they're just dragging this dumpster right here. And they leave a little piece of house, so that means it's the original house they're building on, so it's not a new structure, whatever they do for taxes, I have no idea. And they build these houses. I'll give you an example of a little house. Let's say like this White House right here. This is probably 25 by 100, right? 30 maybe. Maybe I could buy that junk car in the driveway. I'm gonna ring the bell. This house right here will be $1.1, $1.2 million, this piece of shit. And they'll just rip it down. And look, this one right next to it, they're on top of each other. And then what they do is they build stuff like this. Build a whole row of houses. See that? That used to be my friend's house on the corner. And he actually passed away not long ago. Kind of sad, but yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm going to hit some of the parks we used to hang out. Quick Turkey Park story. We're hanging out in Turkey Park one night, right? And one of the girls was dating a guy from Corona. So what happens is he comes to Turkey Park to pick up the girl that was from our neighborhood, which was, I don't even know why we allowed it, but that's the way it was back then. It happened. Very rare, but it happened. So, of course, we're going to give the guy hell. So he pulls up, he's got his friend in the car, like, get the fuck out of here. He's from Corona. Fucking Corona boy, blah, 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 talking all this shit, right? Corona's on the other side of the park, as I told you guys, but why we didn't like them, I don't even know, but we didn't. So, next thing you know, he's like, fuck you, I'll be back. Yeah, come back, motherfucker. No, I'm coming back, that's it, I'm bringing everybody, yeah? So the park was kind of, you know, we probably had like 20 guys in the park or whatever. So next thing you know, more guys, more of our friends start coming, bring who's carrying cases of beer, who's got the big radio, you know, forget it. So now, it's probably like 9 o'clock at night. So come like 11:30, midnight, the park is packed. I mean, Turkey Park is mobbed. There's people everywhere. But as we're waiting, as we're hanging out, we're waiting for them to come back. We have a feeling that they're going to come back strong, you know. So as we're waiting for them, you didn't see in the park because they're gone. There were park benches all over the place. We're ripping up the wood on the park benches, okay? Ruining the benches that we would sit on. That's how we were shot. We weren't thinking. When you're that young, you're not thinking about anything but the moment, you know. So we're ripping up the park benches, and we got these fucking nice, like 2x4s, like probably this, you know, whatever. So next thing you know, we see a carload roll up. Bunch of dudes in it. Another car, another car, another car. I'm telling you, it was 10 carloads, okay? But we had the park packed. Now you got to think, 10 cars, 5 in the car. They had 50. We had 100, 120 guys in the park. They get out like they're tough. We're like, the fuck, Corona boys, yeah, we're hitting the trees, yeah, let's go. We're going fucking crazy. We, listen to me, annihilated these guys. I mean, it was sad. Annihilated them. They were like begging. They were running. They left their cars. It was a massacre. But that was just a night hanging out at Turkey Park. Now I'm going to show you guys Chicken Park, I think, down the hill. This street right here is kind of going next to Turkey Park and like bordering the park. But up this road is where we were chasing these guys, and they were just dumping their cars and just leaving and running through the park to go back home. It's crazy. But anyway, let's go. We're going to see Chicken Park right now. Go down the hill here. Give me a second. This park right here is called Chicken Park. It's crazy, man. It feels like a million years ago. But this park, they made it nice now. It wasn't nice when we were kids. This right here is College Point Boulevard, which is the bottom border of the neighborhood. So like I said, you had that road I was just on, which is right next to the park. This is College Point Boulevard. And right here is Flushing Meadow Park. Right in there. The Globe is in there and all that. And then the LIE is straight ahead. Crazy, this neighborhood, I'm telling you. How it changed. Now I'm cutting into the neighborhood right here. Off of College Point Boulevard. We're gonna go up the hill here. And this used to be an Italian deli. You see the flag? Now it's some guy sells I don't know, gloves and construction crap. And this is the hill. You see the hill? Straight ahead. And that's it, man. The hill. It's called Turkey Park. I haven't the foggiest idea. But that's what it was called, and that's what we called it. Who knows it as Turkey Park? Probably no one anymore, because everybody's gone from this neighborhood. Let me flip the camera real quick. Yeah, Turkey Park was just on the other side of this fence. I'll show you the entrance to the park. And we used to hang out here. We packed this park, and we had people across the street that they were very cool. They rarely called the cops on us. But yeah, this is Queens Botanical Gardens. But look at this. It looks like a a scene from like Edward Scissorhands or something, man. It's fucking gone, man. They had all swings here. There was a sprinkler in here. Hold on. I remember coming here when I was like, I don't even know, man, 5 years old, playing in the sprinkler. And then as we got older, we come in here and cause trouble. Cut out of school and come here. I'm going to show you some other stuff over here by the park. Queens Botanical Gardens is pretty nice. I got some really nice gardens in here, but you know, this is, it's all overgrown, man. You can't even see it. You can't even see it anymore, man. It's crazy. It feels like 100 million years ago we used to hang out here. On the other side of that grass is where Turkey Park was. But that was, folks, this right here is the soccer field, okay? Now, the soccer field, this is where, you see how it's all nice and people actually playing soccer, right? It wasn't like that when we were kids, all right? The soccer field, see those bleachers back there? That's where Stuntman was hanging out with the girl, and the biker dude started with him, and then we came back, and they were still, a big mistake of theirs, they were still chilling out on the bleachers back there, okay? And what happened was, well, listen, the soccer field to us was a place to come and do donuts, you know, and just tear up the grass. A friend of mine bought, legally, he bought what's called a feather. It was a handgun. I think it was like a 22, and we came in here, shot off a bunch of them. You know, we were very, very young, folks. Very, very young and stupid. And of course, there are houses right on the other side. You know, and people will probably look at me like, why is this guy filming the soccer field? You know, but that's what you do. You want to show your old neighborhood, you film the soccer field. Look at this, guys. Remember that? Anyways. The old soccer field, folks. And this is what they call the cricket field. They play cricket here. I don't fucking know. I don't know about this cricket, but that's it. This baseball field over here was called the rock pile, which, I mean, that's the back fence and that's the backstop. You had to be good. I never hit it out of there, I'll be honest. Cool thing about this neighborhood, if you know the neighborhood, a lot of these streets, I don't know if this is gonna go all the way through. Yeah, man, you see that? That's a back driveway that goes between the yards. And you could, if you know the streets, you wail through there like a madman. Nobody's catching you ever. Ever. Let me show you guys the bar. I don't even know if it's a bar anymore. Where the bikers were hanging out. But we almost got our asses handed to us. Yeah, wine and spirits. Now it's Torio Tools. This place used to be called the Cameraman back in the day. And, oh yeah, we almost got this shit beat out of us right on this corner. There's a deli here. We were probably getting beers or whatever. It all happened right in this, by this light right here. All right, this right here is Main Street. I don't know if you guys remember the story. There used to be a Carvel right here. They filmed a movie called Prince of the City, but now it's a lot. This is a hospital right here, which we put a few people in over the years, I'm not gonna lie. And this right here is a bank that used to be a diner. I don't know if you remember the story I told about how we used to like make a fake fight. We would go in as 2 groups and we would sit down and eat, and maybe like as soon as we were pretty much done eating, we would start a fight from one table to the other, and the guy would just throw us out and we didn't have to pay. So I mean, you could only do that once, but yeah, that was a good idea if you guys ever really hungry and got no money. All right, I'm gonna show you guys where I used to walk to school. Okay, so come down this hill right here. You see those buildings in the background? A lot of my friends grew up in those buildings, and this is what was called the lots. There was always a gas station. It was called Merit. It's still there, but they always redo these gas stations for whatever reason. And right here where you see like this nice little park and blah, 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 it was a dirt lot that we used to call the lots. And we used to have to cut through there. Now, cutting through those lots, you could have, well, people did get robbed and, you know, you get jumped. And that off in the distance, that was my junior high school, okay? So you see how far that is? I used to have to walk through these lots, which they made a path now. This used to be abandoned, burnt out cars. You name it, it was in there. But now it's a nice path. It's all beautiful. You walk through there. And it wasn't like that when I was a kid. I have a crazy story when I was a kid. I don't know if I ever told this, but I'm walking through the lots because what I used to do was there was a gym that I used to work out in there. It was like $50 a year because it was like the YMCA. It was a Jewish Y, they used to call it. And so I'm walking through there once, and I worked out. Like I used to do this on my own. I used to go to school, come home, and then go back to the gym and work out all by myself, 15 years old. But anyway, hold on, let me spin this thing around. So I'm cutting through the lots, and I hear whoa, 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 whoa in the background. Whoa, 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 fucking dogs, like a pack of dogs. I'm like, holy shit. So I'm like, where are these dogs? I'm in the middle of the lots. Like I'm dead in the middle. I can't run back out or go half. I'm dead in the middle. So 15 dogs run at me, man. Like mad dogs, like a pack of dogs that used to live in these lots, okay? And they're right on my ass, and I start booking. All of a sudden I hear this old lady screaming, "Don't run! Don't stop! Stop where you are!" So I stop, I freeze. They're out jumping at me, trying to nip at me. No, none of them bit me. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get bit once. They're going bananas. They want to kill me, right? So the lady was this old lady that used to feed them. She'd come into the park, into the lots. It's not even a park. And she would give them, she'd open up a can, you know, multiple cans of dog food and put them out, and they all knew her. So she comes over. She's like, "Don't move." I'm like, okay. She says, "You see that opening in the fence?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Slowly walk away toward that opening in the fence and do not look back." I'm like, "Lady, whatever you say." So I walked. I'm telling you, man, I had to walk about.
Warren, you know, my wife just informed me this is
Cameraman getting interrupted by Stuntman in the middle of a story. So, yeah, I almost got eaten alive, and the lady saved me. And I walked out, and I went home, and I was like, "Ma, I almost got eaten by dogs." She's like, "Shut up." But anyway, yeah, another day in my life. I'm gonna bring you guys to.
Did you just hear?